those individuals that talk about all the opposition, all the horrible things that happen in their life, that have all the millions of excuses as to why they cannot succeed. We want you to hear Lindsay Critten's story, his truth, his testimony, and get rid of all of the excuses as to why you cannot succeed. And understand that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. That greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. And you're determined that if you just don't quit, a winning attitude, not throwing in the towel, that when life offers you a lemon, you'll make lemonade or make a lemon meringue pie.
God can do anything more than we can ask or think, more than we can imagine in our wildest dreams. By his blood I have been redeemed, and in his mercy he kept me. Who wouldn't let my enemies triumph over me? Oh, my God can do anything.
You will tell us about your life, your story, your journey. How did you arrive at where you are with all of the obstacles that you encountered from your father? You mentioned at what age your father was on drugs. You mentioned at certain times in your life you went hungry for at least 2 or 3 weeks with nothing but water so that your siblings could eat. You mentioned to me about being in a house with no lights, water, and hiding your siblings so that the government wouldn't remove them, take them from your mom, or take them from. That's a lot of responsibility for a little boy. Of all the things you did, and the different times that, especially the high points, you were eligible top 10 or 20 with all these different scholarships you were supposed to have, and just all of the opposition that occurred, and how you kept climbing over it to have that winning attitude.
Hello. As you were mentioning, I grew up in a single family home. My mom had 3 girls, and I was the only boy. I'm next to the oldest. I have a sister that's older than me, and I have 2 that's younger than me. So we grew up in a single family home, lived with my grandmother, who she rented a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, and it was like probably 11 of us in there. I had my uncles, my other 2 aunts, their kids, my mom and her kids. So we all lived in like this.
11 people in a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house?
Yes.
Okay.
11, maybe 12, but off the top of my head, I believe it was 11. 11 of us living in one house, the 3-bedroom, 1-bath. My grandmother slept in the living room. She had a bed in the living room. We slept like in the hallway with those single beds. She just had
like the rollaway beds?
Yeah, they roll. Yeah, those like same size, but they just stayed there in the hallway. So, but yeah, growing up, we government welfare, of course. For Christmas, we would get a little. My mom would she would the government assistance where they have they bring that big old truck and drop off Christmas gifts to you at your house. Like you sign up for this program.
The Toys for Tots.
It wasn't called Toys for Tots then, but it's something to that nature where that's the only way we would get gifts if my mom would sign up for this program and they would bring us toys. But there would be days where lights would be cut off.
Well, let me back up a minute. When you mentioned that about the only way that you could get gifts, it was 4 of you and your mom and your uncles that was living there with your grandmother, which meant they were adults.
Yes.
As well.
They were in two of them were in high school, and the other 3 or 4 was grown, just living there.
Okay. And So was your mother a teen mother?
Yes. My mom had her first child. She got pregnant with her first child, I believe, when she was 14. Had the first one when she was 15. She had me when she was 16. Had my other one, sister, when she was 17. So she had 4 kids at 18. She had to drop out of school, of course.
Did your grandmother do the same thing?
Yeah, my grandmother had 12 kids. My grandmother, she had 12. 2 died early, like a stillbirth, and 1 died.
But was she a teen mother as well?
Oh, absolutely.
So now, we're back to Christmas, and the only way that you're getting gifts, they're dropping off gifts to you. You mentioned about one Christmas that you were so excited, and I hope I don't cry when I talk about it. You were so excited about the toys and the things you had gotten for Christmas, and you discovered that your father had sold your toys, or?
No, that was, I'll fast forward a little bit.
Okay.
My father, he was, as far as I can remember, my whole life, he was on drugs, he was gambling, he was just in the streets. So he never was a part of my life, or my sister's life. My father was, when he was 6 years old, his mother abandoned him, left him, gave him up. She had other kids, but she left him, gave him up. And my great aunt, which is his aunt, or is he great aunt? My great aunt took him, and they were already old, like 40s or 50s. Took him in. Yeah, probably 50.
Yeah, so they were real old. I'm just 61.
So,
But they were really too old to be raising children. I would not want to raise a child now going through menopause. God help them.
yes. I mean, I believe she was in her 50s. My grandfather probably was in his 60s because he died when he was in his 90s. So, but they raised him from 6 months old, so he never knew his father, and he never knew his mom. So he was pretty much raised up in the church, grew up in the church. All he knew was church, and then when he finally was able to leave the house, he left the house. Right? So he never knew how to raise no kids because he was strung out, But anyway, he was on drugs. I remember one time he was on drugs so bad that he came to the house, and my mom used to sell drugs too. At that time, she was selling drugs at that time, and he came to the house, and I thought he was coming to the house. He had came to the house with a whole bunch of toys, and he was saying, "Here's some toys, got you some toys," and we were so excited. I was so excited. I was like, "Wow, I got some toys." And
How old were you?
I believe I was like 8, 9, somewhere in there. So I was excited about the toys, and I kind of started playing with the toys, and my mom was talking to him at the back door, and I guess he didn't know that I was still standing there. So then he started talking to my mom about selling the toys to her for drugs. Like he wanted me to exchange them for drugs. So and I don't know what she did. I think she just started really going in on him or something, like fussing him or something. But and I saw him walking away. As I saw him walking away, I was like, "Dad, where are you going?" But he was so in a rush. I believe that he had got what he came to get. So, but that was one incident. I remember him bringing toys, and I thought he was bringing toys for me to play with, but he was bringing toys to sell to my mom, or basically sell to us so that he could get some money to supply his habit. And I remember another time I was young. He had an aunt that he would go cut her grass for her, And one Saturday, he took me with him to go cut the grass, and she paid him $15 and gave me $5. So back in the day, if you knew anything about drugs, you know, they had a 20-piece rock. You can buy a 20-piece rock or a 10-piece rock. So he needed the other $5 more to give me 20-piece rock. Well, when we got home, he came to me and said that he needed the $5 because he was going to go and shoot pool and flip it and bring me back that money plus some. So I was like, okay, you gonna give me some more money? Okay, so I gave it to him. I hadn't gotten him $5 back yet. So he conned me out of the $5 that I worked all day picking up leaves, putting them in bags, grass, and took that along with what he already had to go and supply his needs. So
God is reigniting your dreams and giving you the tools to aid you in prospering because of your dreams. Dr. Rosier has completed the God of My Dreams workbook and textbook. You can order today. For your donation of any amount, you will receive today's message on CD. For your donation of $50 or more, you will receive a God of My Dream textbook and workbook. For your donation of $75 or more, you will receive the God of My Dreams textbook and workbook, along with the God of My Dreams pocket journal and a God of My Dreams mug. To place your order, contact B.Y. Rosier Ministries staff at 850-769-5442 or email us your request at byrosierministries@gmail.com. You may also place your order securely on PayPal. Thank you for supporting Let the Prophet Speak and helping us reach the nations.
He's going to put you in a house again. And ownership again, but not after he takes you, not before he takes you through a class. And your class, a financial class, of showing you how to handle money, how to think about money. He's going to reprogram your thinking. Your head looks like a computer that he's going to wipe off the hard drive and reprogram that thinking. So that this time around, you'll have the mindset of a person with money. And you won't be blown away by, oh, here's something else to blow. I'm tired. It looks like I'm packing the cars, going here, I'm going down here, exhausted from just going from place to place. After this exhaustion, as you from constantly going, like I'm just super tired from going. I feel this settling down. You know what I'm saying? Settle down. Him settling you down so that he can spend time with you. You've just been trying to escape. And you spend so much money escaping, it's ridiculous. I see times when I look almost like I think I'm going to run out of gas and I might not even make it to the gas station. Thank you for the wisdom that you're going to give her. The insights you're going to give her, that things will turn around and turn around for her good.
Have you ever walked the floor all night long, wondering how you were going to pay your bills, and a still small voice says, be strong. Sometimes struggle is my will. I'm never late. I'm always on time. Get ready for your miracle. Move to the front of the line. Today is your day. Today is your day. Today is your day. Get ready, get ready, get ready. You're next in line for a miracle. The Holy Ghost has said it's your miracle. You're next in line. I don't won't bring it up the rear long enough, but you're next in line for me.
Happened during the time that you mentioned you had to skip eating so that you could feed your siblings and protect them from child welfare, children's services, keeping them from being removed?
Yeah.
It put you in that position were you a little boy? Were you an adult then?
No, I was still 10, 11, 9, 10, 11 in that time. Within that age, my mom again was doing all she could to, of course, supply for 4 kids. So she had to do what she had to do. She gambled, sold drugs, she did whatever to keep a roof over our head. So that with her doing that kind of left us alone, unattended, or she would have an aunt or uncle there to watch over us, but they wasn't really there. You know what I mean? So she's out doing what she had to do, and there would be times where my sisters and myself could eat, find something to eat. We call her to say, hey, Mom, we're hungry, but she's in the middle of either trying to make money gambling or doing whatever. She couldn't get us nothing to eat. So I would, have to find some way for us to get something to eat. Sometimes I would go without eating just, so that they could get something to eat.
So what was in a 10-year-old or 11-year-old that would make you decide to make a sacrifice that an adult father, and I'm not trying to attack your father, but an adult didn't starve to feed the children? They're not your children. They're your sisters, but you're willing to starve so they can eat.
Well, I was always responsible for them. Although I had a sister that was older than me, I just still felt like I needed to take care of them. Like if I didn't help take care of them, who else was going to take care of them or watch out for them? So I was responsible. I just took that responsibility, not knowing that I was taking that responsibility at the time. They were just my sisters, and I loved them, so I wanted to just make sure that they were okay. And if that entailed me making sacrifices or having to go without just so that they are fine, and I was doing that.
What made you feel driven to still go to school, to be an athlete? You were an all-star athlete, not just an athlete. Scholarship after scholarship offered to you. How did you manage to do well in school with all of that?
Well, I got my athleticism from my father. He could play any instrument. He was very good at basketball. He played high school basketball at my same high school that I went to, Dothan High School. He actually got a scholarship to Georgiana, Albany. He got a scholarship to play a music scholarship and a basketball scholarship to play at Albany from high school. So my athleticism came from him. And when as a little boy, I always played basketball. That was just my escape. So I got pleasure in playing basketball. Anytime I had any worries or or I was stressed out about something, I would go play basketball.
Wow.
So basketball was my safe haven.
So your pleasure provided scholarships for you?
Yes. So when I got to high school, actually when I was in middle school, I played every sport when I was in middle school. I was just always a pretty athletic kid. But when I got to high school, people, in the community start saying, you start hearing things like, man, you good, or you can do something with this. As a ninth grader, I was starting varsity as a ninth grader. So I always knew I had the skill level to play basketball. So I just kept playing, and
But you weren't a dumb jock. You scored so high that you didn't have to take any algebra in college, any math. So you were a smart kid.
Well, even in high school, I was, I guess that's just a gift. I was always a good test taker, or my mind, I could read something and remember it for a short period of time.
So who helped you with your homework?
Nobody. I did my own homework. I guess it was just something in me. Like, I never missed class. I mean, you can go back to my high school. I never missed class. I always woke myself up to go to class. I never was late. I walked to school. I think in 4 years.
You never missed class. You walked to school. You did your own homework. No one helped you. You had all this self-discipline. In the midst of, did you know that you were dealing with neglect?
No.
You were actually neglected. But in the midst of all of that opposition, sometimes hungry, and you still went to school?
Absolutely. I never missed school. Although I hated school, but I just never missed. I still hate school to this day, but.
But you have a master's degree.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
I hate school.
I
hate
hate
college.
it, but I guess it's.
But I have a doctorate.
Now that when you look back, I don't know what it was, at the time when I'm going through it. But when I look back now, I just knew that it was just God in me, just guiding me, just keeping His hands on me to say, you're special. There's something about you that I won't accomplish.
But all of this horrendous stress, and you weren't saved at the time or spirit-filled. You're a young boy going through poverty, but still determined to excel academically, to excel as an athlete, which meant you probably didn't have the type of clothing that you wanted.
No.
No? But you kept going. Why?
Kept going. I mean, like I said the other night when we were talking about, I can't put my finger on what drove me to keep going. I just knew I didn't want it. I guess is, there's two ways of learning how to. There's two ways to learn from something, or a good way or a bad way. Like, you can take something positive that somebody is doing and say, oh, I want to do that, or you can take something that somebody's doing negatively and say, no, I don't want no part of that. So my upbringing.
I totally get that. My father was an alcoholic, my mother was an alcoholic. I decided at 10 years of age, when my mother offered me a beer in the backseat of a car with her boyfriend, I decided then I'm never going to drink. When I watched my mother smoke and saw her with black eyes, I decided, maybe a woman drinking and smoking causes you to have black eyes. I made a decision to never smoke. What I could have become, what I came from, like you, I decided to do something different, to be different than what I saw.
I saw that every day, like alcoholics, drug addicts, how they act, how they respond, and I was just like, I don't want that. I mean, if this is how this drug or this drink is making you act and making you look, I don't want no part of that. So that's what really kept me away from the drugs and the alcohol, as far as taking it in. Now, as far as selling it and all that stuff, my mom sold drugs. Every boyfriend she had at the time sold drugs. So they getting arrested, they going to jail. So that's what made me like, no, I don't want no part of that. I don't want to do that. Selling this is gonna take you. I didn't want to take that risk, to say, because at the time, I was.
So you made the horrors in your life pay instead of giving in to your environment and saying, I'm a product of my environment, I can't help myself, this is what I saw. You looked at what you saw and decided to be different.
Yes. That's although it's hard, that's just not something you can just say, I want to do this, because temptation is real,
poverty is
real, life is real when you're actually in that environment. So again, I always still go back to say that it wasn't just me. I mean, he just really, I believe, just had his hand on my life and say, there's something.
You struggled so long that you just decided I don't want to struggle. Your biggest struggle came after divorce. And you felt like, and you're grieving that because you feel like this threw me into this, but the Lord is going to, the statistics show that the vast number of women that go through poverty is as a result of divorce, but the Lord is going to show you that you're his daughter, that he's going to sustain you, that he's going to provide for you. And the threat's going to leave. I thank you for peace that's going to come, peace that surpasses all understanding. How am I going to pay this? Is going to leave. There's going to be divine rest, because she's going to understand that she's a child of the King. And as she submits every dime of her finances to you, I think that there are going to be changes, advances, and raises. Changes, advances, and raises. A financial advancement in Jesus' name.
God is reigniting your dreams and giving you the tools to aid you in prospering because of your dreams. Dr. Rosier has completed the God of My Dreams workbook and textbook. You can order today. For your donation of any amount, you will receive today's message on CD. For your donation of $50 or more, you will receive a God of My Dream textbook and workbook. For your donation of $75 or more, you will receive the God of My Dreams textbook and workbook, along with the God of My Dreams pocket journal and a God of My Dreams mug. To place your order, contact B151 Ministries staff at 850-769-5442 or email us your request at vyroserministries@gmail.com. You may also place your order securely on PayPal. Thank you for supporting Let the Prophet Speak and helping us reach the nations.